It's Liverpool versus West Ham in the Carabao Cup. I've got to be honest. After that Chelsea performance, this is a really tough one to get too excited about. In fact, it's hard, isn't it? You know what I mean? After you witness something so bad, it's almost like a dread now. Like, and it has to be Liverpool away, doesn't it? Like, it can't be a game where you go, well, you know, I fancy we might get a chance. It's one of them that you write off. I mean, the second the draw came out, I've kind of wrote off, to be honest with you, which I thought was a disgrace. By the way, that whole draw. You know, I did talk about it in another video. I thought it was ridiculous. You know, the whole favouring teams in Europe. I mean, yeah, because they need more favour in these clubs. Yeah, you know, I mean, they need a bit more of a helping hand, apart from having all the best players and all the money and etc., getting every decision under the sun. Apart from that, we'll give them now the home draws and they would avoid each other. Enough of that ranting, though. I've done that before. This is a game that West Ham, though, have to respond. I mean, when I say respond, I don't mean you better go and get through. If we don't get through, then, you know, it's curtains. I don't mean that, but I think on the pitch, we've got to see a much better improvement, a much improved, like, passionate and desired performance in West Ham, because that is just not acceptable, what we had against Chelsea. It cannot be tolerated. And I don't know about you, I actually wasn't really impressed with the responses from Lopetegui in that game. I was expecting a bit more anger from him, on his players and everything else, and himself. I want to see a bit more passion in this. This is a big game in that regard. As I say, I'm not a big game in getting through. I'm kind of in my mind, I'm not seeing it like that. I just want to see a better performance. I want to see some bit of pride. Do you know what I mean? Like, make West Ham fans proud. Go there and play. Make Liverpool, if they're going to get through, work bloody hard for it. Let's talk about Liverpool before we go on to West Ham. The joys of being West Ham fan, of course. Let's go on to Liverpool quickly. I mean, early on, obviously, in Arne Slot's time at the club, you know, huge boots to fill in terms of Jurgen Klopp, obviously revered, isn't he, in Liverpool, and he did do a remarkable job there. I mean, he was a nightmare at times. I thought the way he treated media people at times, I wasn't overly thrilled with him in that regard, but can't deny the fact he did a very good job there overall. He did sort of unite them, and they had their best years they've had in quite a few decades, haven't they, under Klopp? So big shoes to fill, and to give him credit, you know, Arne Slot, obviously we were linked with him, weren't we? And a manager I was quite at one point confident we were going to get. You know, we seemed to be the front runners for him. I've been actually quite impressed with him. Actually, I thought it's a huge, as I say, role to take on, considering you've taken over from. I feel like he settled into it pretty quickly. Actually, he's got them playing decent football. We've got them playing a different style of football. It's not as gung ho as it was under Klopp. It seems a little bit more structured and a little bit more. I'd say, a bit more finesse to it than you usually see. I don't know. It's just a better, a totally different system than what we've seen them play. But as I say, they just seem to have settled into it really quickly. This is what frustrates me with West Ham, you see, because you sort of think, well, why are we struggling so much? People go, oh yeah, it's a new manager, new players. Thinking, well, other teams seem to be just getting on with it. You know, look at Chelsea. They ripped us to shreds. New manager, you know. So, I have been impressed with Arne Slot, though. He's done well. He started pretty strongly, and I actually consider Liverpool to be a title challenger this season. I think they might. You know, I don't think they're going to be there. I don't think they'll do it, but I think they will. They will be in the mix for a little while. I think they've got the ability to do that. I mean, it's a big tall order, obviously, for Slot to do that in your first season, but I don't know. I think there's an outside chance they will be sort of challenging, but at the moment, obviously, it looks more like Manchester City and Arsenal. I've been really impressed as well with Luis Diaz so far this season. Just looks like he's really, again, another one player like West Ham are very close to getting once upon a time. You know, just remarkable talent and just done so well. You know, just he's really hit the ground running this season. They've got some real talent in that squad. Obviously, Mo Salah he's kind of announced, isn't he, that it's his final season, which I found was a bit weird because he's announced it publicly on, I think it might have been BT Sport or TNT, what it's called now, something like that, or Sky. And he said about, well, yeah, this is my final season. But then I heard reports coming out that his team hadn't been offered a contract to Liverpool. They kind of just accepted he's going. It's all a bit weird. And if I was a Liverpool fan, I certainly wouldn't be happy knowing that the club didn't even try to keep him. I'm sure surely they are. I mean, for his age, he's still remarkably good. And one of those players that you kind of forget, like, just how good he is. You know what I mean? Because he's not, I think it's because we're so used to him. He's been in the Premier League for so long now with Liverpool, obviously formerly at Chelsea as well. But it's almost like you forget how you can't get used to it. Oh yeah, he's just that Salah. He just scores this amount of goals every season. But it's a remarkable record, like a stunning player. And I really like Darwin Núñez. He's really grown on me. I was a bit unsure of him, to be honest, when he first went to Liverpool. But no, he's had an injury start to the season, but he's looked good straight away coming back into it. He looks great. I really rate him. Got the right attitude as well. You know, he just winds the oppositions up, and he's a real menace. And I just like him. I think there's a lot to like about that Liverpool side in terms of their players. They really are. They're a pretty special bunch. And I just think that, you know, they've got. It feels like a good choice, this manager, for them, Arne Slot. Do you know what I mean? I get the feeling they've done quite well here. I know it's very early days, but you know what I mean? It feels like they're on a decent path already. You'd expect, like when you think of Arsenal obviously losing Wenger and obviously Manchester United losing Ferguson, these real rocky years for a period until it sort of settles down and they get the right person, whatever. But it feels like Liverpool have done it pretty well. I mean, obviously it's still early days. I say it could go pear-shaped, but I don't know. The early impressions for me are pretty good. Let's on to West Ham though. I mean, the Chelsea horror show is something we've really got to try and put to bed. I'm still fuming, like I'm sure you are, and quite shell-shocked, really. I'm deflated. I was really looking forward to this season, and I still got, you know, optimism there somewhere, but it's taken a battering. I've got to be honest. After that Chelsea display and result, it was really tough. You know, West Ham need to show a response. As I said, I don't expect West Ham to be battering Liverpool and knocking them out of the cup. I really don't. But I want to see West Ham go out on that pitch and bloody work hard. I want Liverpool. If Liverpool are going to beat West Ham, they've got to work their nuts off to do it. Do you know what I mean? I will not say anything other than that. The fans are turning on Lopetegui already. There's no denying that. I think football fans, we're fickle. We really are. We jump. You know, one win could change. Let's imagine we beat Liverpool and then got a result against Brentford, and then everything would feel different. It would feel remarkably different. So it can change very, very quickly. But there was more to it than that Chelsea performance, wasn't it? It wasn't just, it was a bad day, a couple of things went wrong and we just lost the game, whatever. It was a calamity. It was just so many things wrong with it. It was an absolute shambles from start to finish. From the second that whistle, first whistle, to right to the end of the game, we were absolutely awful and tactically awful. So it was a real worrying moment. So, you know, it's something that we've really got to do our best at putting right fast. You know, it's just got to be done. Tadibo, I don't know what's going on with him, but I tell you what, we need to see this player and assess for ourselves what's going on. I can't see what's going on here. How on earth this guy's not Premier League ready? Because that's what we're hearing, you know, coming from the club now, is that that's the reports anyway, that Lopetegui doesn't feel that he's ready for the Premier League. But I don't understand. I struggle with that sort of thing. I think, my word, I mean, surely a guy of that talent has been working with the team now for quite a few weeks. Really, is that off the pace? It just seems a bit strange to me, especially for a guy who's, as I say, rated as highly as he is, and we spent all this money on him. What, 30 or 35 million pound defender? It's hard to get your head around, isn't it, a little bit? So yes, I'm struggling with that one. But I'll tell you what, one shining light against Chelsea was Crescencio Somerville. I thought it was excellent against them. I really did. I was really impressed with him, and I thought the fact he was taken off was disgraceful. Really was poor from Lopetegui, that, and that's something that's not going to help him at all. I don't want to see him start. I mean, this is a game, right? West Ham just have to get a better performance out, and for me, I don't want this to be treated like it's a cup game, rest players for Brentford. I really couldn't care less at the moment. All I'm thinking about is the next game, right? And just seeing a decent West Ham performance. I'm not expecting West Ham to go to Liverpool and win 3-0. I'm expecting West Ham to go on that pitch though and work their nuts off and play well. And these players have got to start stepping up. So I've actually gone for a really strong team here for this game. I'll give to my prediction in a minute. Regardless of how strong the team is, I'll tell you predictions in a sec. But this is what I'm going for, right? I'm going to go for Fabianski in goal. I think he deserves that being playing anyway. He's still good enough. And Areola's, conceded 3 goals. And to be honest with you, I thought he was actually quite poor, especially for the first goal. I thought it was pretty crap. He should have done a bit better with that. But I know he did pull off a decent save as well in the second half, especially. But look, it's one of those things. I just think Fabianski should start this game. Right back, I'm going Soufal. I want to see Soufal start right back. But I'm putting Wan-Bissaka in at left back because I'm dropping Emerson. I think he's been crap so far this season. I don't know whether he's injured or something. I'm just not impressed with Emerson at the moment at all. I've not seen one decent performance out of him. And I actually felt that his defending on the third goal against Chelsea, which is the Cole Palmer, obviously straight after the second half, was really poor. I'm just not being impressed with him at the moment. Something doesn't seem right with Emerson, in my opinion. There's something not right. He doesn't seem right, whether it be an injury or whether it be he's not happy with the club. I don't know, but we heard that he was happy. We got reported that he was really happy and wants to stay at West Ham, but something just doesn't seem right with him, in my opinion. So I want him dropped. I think certain players just say to him, you're not playing well enough, you're dropped. And I've done that with a couple of players today. So I've said Soufal, at right back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka at left, and I'm going to put Todibo and Kilman centre backs. I want to see Todibo playing. I don't think he will. If we're hearing he's not ready or not, but I want to see him playing now. I want to get this guy on the pitch, see what he's about. That's my feeling anyway, because I think something needs to change, and I want that to happen in this game now. I'm playing Edson Alvarez ahead of them, but I actually want him to play a very deeper role, almost like we're playing 5 at the back. I want him to take like quite a central defensive role in this game. We're going to need to defend because we can't be shipping in goals against Liverpool in this game. It just will do absolutely nothing for our morale. Even if we are to lose, say 1-0 or 2-0, at least it's a respect. I don't want to be coming off that pitch losing by 5 or 6 goals, because let's be honest, that's what we deserved against Chelsea. So I want this to be a solid defensive performance from West Ham. So I'm going, as I say, Soufal, Todibo, Kilman, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka with Alvarez playing just ahead, but effectively as a centre-back as well. We can drop back. My midfield pairing, I'm going to go Thomas Souček. I felt that Rodriguez was just rubbish against Chelsea, too slow. I'm just not really sold on him at the moment, to be honest. And I'm going to put Mohamed Kudus as playing just ahead of him, playing behind the front three. So, yeah, and he'll sort of be dropping into midfield a little bit. So I want to see Kudus have more of a central role. So basically, Souček will be more advanced than Alvarez, but he will then drop back into the midfield to help him out as well. Okay, so it's going to be quite a defensive midfield of Alvarez, Souček, and as I say, Kudus will be sort of more central in the middle, being fed the ball and so can feed the front three and also run at goal himself. I'm going to put Jared Bowen out on the right, Somerville on the left, and I'm Nicholas Füllkrug up front. I mean, Nicholas Füllkrug, of course, wasn't in the squad for the Chelsea game, so it remains to be seen where he's going to be in this, but he was very close, so I'm going to assume that he is. We need a change. I want to see Füllkrug. He needs to get off the mark. We need some positivity to start happening with this team. We don't want another game where this is an opportunity. You know what I mean? I don't want this to pass us. Let's try and get a half-decent performance in from this team. Let's we'll say after a decent performance in, and let's have a good, solid defensive performance, and let's try and get Füllkrug off the mark. Let's come away from this game with some things to be happy and positive about, because this season can already you get a feeling can start spiralling fast. That being said, I think we're going to lose. I've predicted 3-0 Liverpool. I really have no confidence in this game at all. I feel very deflated about it. I really hope I'm wrong. I trust me, I'm praying to be so wrong about it. But it's Liverpool away, midweek, when we've been so crap this season. Liverpool have looked pretty good, haven't they, in most of their games? And I just don't have much hope for it. The only hope we've got really is that Liverpool don't take this too seriously. But we've had that, haven't we, previous seasons? How many times have we said that? Oh, midweek, they might not be thinking about this game, and we still get absolutely battered. So I'm not confident. I think we're going to lose 3-0. But my word, I hope I'm wrong. And we need, my word, a much, much better performance. Come on, your hands.